What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to The Long Dark. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we plunge into somebody else's house and take their stuff. Today in the long burglary. It's kind of weird that like all the people are gone, right? I kind of wonder if they evacuated or whatever. I should probably play the new storyline. Like, they revamped the entire Wintermute campaign, and I never went back through and played it again after I played the old Wintermute campaign, which was basically kind of like an 8-hour tutorial kind of grind fest, I guess. And I wasn't super impressed with it. Like, I still loved the game. Like, I've always felt like the sandbox mode is kind of the best mode in this game. But they revamped it, and apparently the new version is like way better and does like a way better job. So I'll probably check that out at some point. God knows if it'll be on the channel or not. I'll probably stream it on Twitch, to be fair. That'd be like the better place to do it, since at this point I'm pretty sure everybody's probably seen the Long Dark Redux. But I am interested. What are those? Wool socks? Oh, hell yeah, Brody. Now we got another pair of bang-up socks out here, too. Nice. They're only a little bit better than the cotton socks, but in real life, wool clothing actually has a lot of benefits. It doesn't lose heat retention when it gets wet. That's its main benefit, is that most cotton fabrics do not maintain heat. They can't hold in heat once they become wet, and so the wind gets through them and you'll freeze to death pretty quickly, because then you've got to deal with the wind shear of being wet as well. Whereas with wool, it actually insulates far better. And so wool is actually, if you're like investing in survival gear, or like gear that's gonna get wet and is gonna be in the wilderness, if you're kind of sleeping out in the open or whatever, you want to go with wool, just in case you get a little bit of morning dew on you or whatever else. It won't lose all of its heat retentive abilities. That's why when I was doing geology and surveys and stuff like that, we always referred to cotton as the fabric of death, because their commercials were always like, the fabric of our lives. It'll get you killed if you're in a survival situation. All it takes is getting wet and you might as well be naked. Let's go ahead and we'll throw this all together. A couple of sticks would be nice. I'm gonna have to cook dinner tonight, so like having some fire resources would probably be a reasonably decent plan. I'm going to cut back over there after today and see if we can get that other rabbit. I think there's also rabbits in this area, but they're a little bit harder to domer, because they like to hang out kind of like back here on the rocks and sort of like run around. It doesn't look like they're here right now, but like the rabbits do tend to be like in this area, like on this rock and kind of behind the house. And they have like weird collision with the terrain. It gets odd. And so just be aware that if you're hunting rabbits back here, it can be a little bit of a non-starter from time to time. There are a few other little loot locations we can hit around this area before we settle in for the evening. It's almost nighttime. I'll probably start up a fire in just a little bit. We'll check the boat over here. Maybe we'll have time to check one of the fishing huts over there. Kind of get that sorted out and see if there's anything laying around that's going to be useful to our long-term survival. I doubt it, but you know, it's worth it to like sweep through every now and again and see what you can find. I may actually not even cook this rabbit tonight. I might even just hold on to it and we'll just eat normal food tonight. Like we'll eat out of boxes and out of cans. I think we have the energy levels to go over here. How bad is our weight right now? Bad enough. Let's not. Let's just stay here for right now. I'm going to make an executive call and we're just going to stay here for the night. I'm going to get some bunnies all nice and cooked up, grab a few more twigs, and then hopefully we'll be in a solid position to get into the next day and like loot everything known to man before we move into the next zone over, which is really our goal. I'm trying to make it over to Mystery Lake. I prefer to survive in Mystery Lake. I told you guys in the last playthrough, it is my favorite zone. It's the one that I think is the best zone for long-term survival. Loads of rabbit resources, loads and loads and loads of cattail stocks while you get settled. It's right next door to the Forlorn Muskeg, which has like more... Oh. Hey, bud. I didn't know you were back here. You were being quiet. You were being real quiet and sneaky, huh? Ah. The rabbits are on the front side of the building. Gotcha. Alright. Well, shit. This is kind of problematic. Because, like, on one level, I want this rabbit. But on the other level, we have predators around. So let's get inside. We'll clean up these rabbits and then hopefully that'll be good enough for right now. We'll go ahead and tear this guy apart real fast. It's going to take an hour and 41 minutes. We might be up late tonight. There's a pretty good chance that we may be up a little bit later than we wanted to. On the plus side, there's a little fat boy bunny over here. There's a little fat boy bunny right there. That's a bunny with some girth on him. That's what I like to see. Okay. We will be cooking, I guess, since we got the extra rabbits. I am going to just throw this stuff on the floor so it can get started curing. We're going to have to loop back on over. I'll probably take it with me, even though it's risky. We have 104 of those right now. I need to get those all chopped up. You still out here, man? What are you doing? It's been 3 hours. I hope you're not still here. If you're still here, then I guess, like, screw me, I suppose. I'm going to use the flare for this. It's a free light source, and we don't have to light a match, so there we go. Flares don't really have any other use on Interloper once you've got yourself a torch. Or once you... Oh, we got accelerant? Yeah, I'll take that. Accelerant's nice. Easy fire. Throw that on the ground and just kind of let it sit for a minute. And a little bit of reclaimed wood. We can throw all these sticks on here so we got a nice burning blaze going. Get our warmth all nice and lined up. Go ahead and throw some rabbit on there. Oof, we're eating good tonight, boys. We're eating good tonight. I don't really need water. Throw that guy on there, though. There we go. It looks good. Dinner. Nice. How much water am I sitting on? 7 liters of water right now. That's a lot of water. And so that's going to explain pretty handily where all of our weight is going. I'm going to step around that so I don't burn myself to death while we're trying to get out of this area. Remind me that the fresh gut and the bunny furs are over here because we are going to need those. I don't remember if this was the bedroom. Yeah, this is the bedroom right here. So we found our way back. Let's go ahead and munch down for a second. Lots of corpse harvesting practice too, which is great. I want that to level up. I also want our cooking to level up too. If our cooking could level up to like level 3 or 4, we'll get 30 or 40% more calories out of these guys right here, which is really nice because that means a single rabbit can feed you for an entire night. And then you can sort of start to build up your tolerance to being hungry, and we can think about not running this hunger mechanic any longer. All right, we are sleepy, so we'll get a nice night's sleep in. Hopefully there'll be no predators outside by the time we wake up. I am going to take the rabbit furs with me so that when we go to the other house, maybe I can loop back to Quonset. And once we loop back to Quonset, I can leave those on the floor in there. I'm really hoping we can get some solid crafting done before too long. Drink some water, get our weight down a little bit further. Very nice. Convert that into pee. Why does it feel so bright right now? I'll probably repair my clothing for a second too. It's gonna be like another 10 hours of sleep that we've taken care of, although it sounds like we've got some blizzardy business going on. So, you know, don't you have cell phones? All that fun stuff. I need to fix these socks. So that's a really good place to start. Let's get that all patched up. Oh, cool. That helped us ride out our blizzard, too. Nice. Hell yeah. It's better than our old socks, which, frankly, I feel like we could probably just ditch. I don't think we need them. I'll probably get rid of the t-shirt. I'll keep the scarf. We'll ditch that, too. Like, just kind of throw some of the clothing on the ground because it's extra weight that I don't want to carry around. If there's another rabbit out here, that'll be good. I'm going to check the little climbs over here. Like the little inclines, I guess. A few more rose hips. Free and easy excuse for us to line up a little bit more. Yeah, let me get my rock back too. That rock right there is like a +5 rock at this point. It's like enchanted with bunny blood. It's like the bunny slayer's rod. I'll probably wait for the sun to come up a little bit higher. I don't like this weather. I don't like that fogginess. Wolves, it's a risk I'd rather not take. Like, wolves can jump out of that fogginess sometimes and get you, and I'd rather not play around with it. There we go. We'll just make our rose hips for right now until we get a little bit more sunshine. I don't know how long it's taking us to prepare each one of these. Like, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So, yeah, this will probably eat up about an hour and a half for us. There we go. That's the good stuff. Got 6 Raishis as well. Like, I don't really actually make teas that much ever since, like, it got really, really easy to hit rabbits. Like, teas used to be really, really nice for kind of like a backup plan in case you didn't have drugs or in case you didn't have some of the things you needed in order to survive. I don't actually make them that often anymore unless I'm trying to level up my cooking. They're an easy way to farm up your cooking if that's what you're trying to do. And I think every time you warm up the tea, you level up your cooking too. So it can be kind of a nice thing to have on you. Let me see if the weather's better. Yeah, that's better. We got a tad more visibility now. I will take that as a gift from nature. Let's head on down the hill. I'm going to go back over to this house, if only to loop back to Quonset. Once we loop back to Quonset, that's going to give us an opportunity to get all these bunnies deposited in one place. And we'll come back in like 2 or 3 days once they're all nice and cured. And we'll maybe make ourselves some bunny gloves. We'll make ourselves a bunny hat. That'll give us like an extra, I think like +4, +5 to our warmth. And from there, the run over to Mystery Lake should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Like we won't be dealing with any of the normal problems we deal with when we make that run simply based on the fact that we don't have the warmth retention. There we go. I can talk today. I swear to God, there are words inside my head and I am going to express them in a way that puts them out there into the ether. You ever think about how weird language is? Like, if you really think about what language is, like, I say a connected series of sounds, and you get pictures in your head based on what has just come out of my orifice. Isn't that weird? Like, isn't that odd? Like, if you stop taking it for granted and you really think about what it is, language and speech are kind of strange. Like, how would we explain that to another species if they came to our planet, like aliens or whatever, and they don't have speech and they don't hear? Like, how would we explain to them what speech is? It would take some doing. It would be like explaining it to, like, Helen Keller. Like, they would have to be aware of the vibrations that are coming out of our mouths, which I assume they would be able to. Like, they have spacefaring technology to get here, so they'd be aware of, like, you know, fluid vibrations and whatnot. But still, explaining them the fact that, like, we in our heads get pictures when other people make distinct vibrations, if they don't have that, that'd be a really hard concept to convey. Like, what if they just communicate like a hive mind? Like, what if they're all just connected to each other within a certain radius, and they just, like, instantaneously, like, know everybody else's situation and are, like, plugged in? What if they don't communicate the same way that we do? What if they don't communicate at all? Like, what if they're just, like, autonomous and they don't have a way to, like, relay knowledge? Like, what if they do it by something that we've never even thought about in all of our science fiction and, like, theoretical thought? We don't know. Until they get here, we have no idea. Like, I'm sure we'd figure it out and we'd make it work and we'd come with some way to, like, interface with them and they with us, but, like, it's kind of nutty, right, to think about? Like, I've always felt like science fiction is, like, wildly optimistic when it comes to the design of their creatures and their design of their species. Like, in most science fiction, like, all species are, like, bipedal just like we are. They speak just like we do. Like, there may be some outlying creatures that don't, but by and large, they're very similar to us, which makes it easy to socialize with them. Like, what if the creatures that we come across are just like an amorphous gas, you know, that's like contained by a suit? They're not even like a solid. It's just like a sentient gas that has to live inside of a suit or whatever that holds it all together, like that guy from Hellboy. You know, it could be all kinds of weird stuff out there. And me just calling it weird would be super offensive. I feel like the future is going to be really difficult. If we luck out, we won't come across aliens. That's my thought, is that, like, if we're really, really, really lucky, we will never find aliens, because I don't feel like we do a good job with diplomacy just between ourselves, and we're all, like, the same thing. If we come across aliens, like, how are we going to make that work? Like, I feel like fighting aliens would lead to, like, an era of, like, super peace on Earth, because we would all realize that there's something else out there different than us, and we would all start getting along, like, overnight, if only to protect ourselves from the people coming from space. Like, overnight, we would have, like, a super UN, you know what I mean? That everybody would be like, no, 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 we need to team up. Humans need to stick together. Maybe that's just me being optimistic, though. I don't know. It could be, maybe we would fragment and get, like, super aggressive with one another. Maybe it would be more like that one, like, Blomkamp movie. You know, you never know. Alright, I'm going to run back to Quonset. And in getting back to Quonset, after we get done there, we'll go on further adventures. But for right now, Quonset is the goal, and that's where we're headed. Alright, so we're all set. I dropped everything off at Quonset, and so now we can head back on out and kind of find our way. There was a wolf out here, but it looks like he hit the old dusty trail. That's a very, very good thing for us, because we're headed on down the road this way. And frankly, I wasn't looking for interruptions. Like, I wanted to harvest this deer hide over here, but they're just not letting it happen. Like, I want this deer hide bad. Like, I want it really, really bad. But there's just so many wolves around that are making it so difficult. And he's still over there. Alright, so that's not gonna be a tangible option for right now. Let's head on out. We'll get some of these fishing shacks on the way over. Grab this one. And we'll search the houses that are over there. I think there's usually a pry bar that spawns behind the portable over there. Then once we get our greasy little hands on that, because let's be honest, we haven't had a shower now in like 9 days. We haven't had a shower in 9 whole days. We're probably not smelling too good right now. Our musk is pretty strong at the moment. We've definitely got a serious case of man musk. Are we a dude or a lady? I don't remember. We're a lady. Our lady musk is probably pretty pervading right now. Just, you know, that smell of lobster and old hamburger. Like, it can't be good. It can't be pleasant. It's got to be pretty gnarly right about now, but after a while, I assume you probably just go nose blind to it. You probably just don't even think about it anymore. Anything in here? A little bit of wood. Don't really care about that. I'm not going to carry it out of the zone with me. I do need to start eating some of the food that we have on us. It's beginning to weigh us down. And so if we can eat that tonight instead of taking rabbits, I think that would be the pragmatic way for us to continue forging forward into this playthrough. I don't know what those are right there. These big wood pylons? I don't know what the hell these are. Like moorings, maybe? Like, possibly? Like, you tie off ships to them, maybe? Like, we know that this area from the lore, we know that this entire area is a whaling community. And so, like, maybe it's for larger whaling ships to tie off to? Possibly? Like, those are sunk in, like, a concrete paddock, maybe? I don't know, though. Like, these smaller docks over here, like, these are pretty far out. So I'm assuming that maybe the ship slides in between these, possibly. But then again, it's so busted and gnarly over here that it's hard to tell. Like, this area has definitely fallen into disrepair, so who knows? I mean, this might even just be a logging station, in all fairness, because these aren't docks right here. These are just tied off logs. So it's possible that they're floating the logs down the shore to get them to, like, another processing location, maybe? I don't know. Like, that was a thing in America, so I assume it's a thing in Canada, too, where they would get, like, thousands of logs from logging locations. I think they still do it today, and they float them down the river. I don't think they do them the way they used to back in, like, the 1800s. But in the 1800s, basically, there would be so many logs floating on the river that guys would walk along them, and they would guide them with long poles, and they would just ride them all the way down the river to wherever the stop was, that they would take them out of the water and then dry them and sell them. And so, I don't know. These seem to be tied off. These might just be like log rafts that they're floating down for wood. I don't know. I'm not intelligent enough or educated enough to know. I'm not entirely sure. I think there's something over here we can loot, I think. We'll go look. I think there's sometimes a deer over here or something. Yeah, there he is. And feathers. That's what I want. Let me get them feathers. Let me ruffle them things. I actually only really want the hide. There you go. Let me get that hide, bud. Let me get that hide. Luckily, a wolf didn't decide to attack us while we were doing that. Occasionally they do. Be careful harvesting like that on this map if there's wolves around. Like there was a wolf right over there. They can sometimes migrate a little bit while you're in the harvesting animation and get a free attack off on you. It's one of those more obnoxious things that happens every now and again that, like, I'm not a massive fan of, but it does occasionally happen. We'll take the scrap metal for sure. That'll kind of limit the amount of time I have to spend. Some banged up peaches. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything else in here. I think this place is more or less a wipe. We don't really need anything from this spot. But we do want to check around the back of it. So in this area, sometimes there's a crowbar. And then back around this way, there can sometimes be a crowbar and a snowbank. And missing that is bad. I don't see it. I think our crowbar spawns are being a little bit screwy this time around. Yeah. We definitely aren't getting lucky on it. Weak, man. Well, I was really hoping for a crowbar, but I guess the game has given me the old middle finger. So I guess we'll live without it for right now. I'm going to head down this way. If we have to spend the night down here without going back to Quonset, like, that's fine. I don't really care, but... In fact, I think we probably will. It's getting kind of later on in the night. Let's stick to the road for right now. I also need to check, I guess, the other side of the map. Maybe... I'm actually thinking those hides aren't going to get done in time. I was hoping they would, but... Like, I wanted to do, like, a big spree of crafting on the hat and the gloves, and then set out for Mystery Lake right after. But sometimes these best-laid plans don't really happen the way that you wanted them to. If you're trying to get out of the zone, that little stop sign right there leads up to right there. You follow that down, and it's going to zigzag up the mountain. It's going to take you out of here. I'll show you officially how to do it when we actually try to get out of here, but for the moment, may not be an immediate problem. I mean, look at the bright side. Maybe we'll get a blizzard tomorrow and we'll be stuck inside all day and we won't be able to do anything. And then the hides will definitely get cured. That'll give us our 4 days. Right now, I think it's been about a day and a half since we dumped those hides over there. What is that? Is that a dead guy? I thought it was a dead wolf for a second, but I was like, I haven't killed any wolves. So... I doubt it? Interesting. I don't know if I've ever looted a dead guy over here. I think I've seen crows up and above him before, though. So, like, if he's got crows on him, I've definitely looted him. Let's just assume that with how much I've played this game, I've definitely looted this guy. Got anything on you? Let me search that crotch, though. Alright, nothing in there. He got nothing in his crotch pocket. Little worried there's going to be a wolf around that corner. You should always avoid going around blind corners and over blind hills in this game if you can. Even if it takes you twice as long to go around, you should go around. Listen, you want to get one-shotted by a wolf attack? Or do you want to live happily for like another 100 days in your playthrough? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can set the high score, or you can be some wolf's high score. Don't be a point resource for things that want to eat you. It's not a good play. Another sewing kit, eh? Yeah, I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that if you're alright with that. Let's go out to this hut, too. We got a minute to kill anyways, because there's nothing around here. I actually don't want to burn through too much more energy. I don't want to end up slow-boating it all the way back into one of the houses, but I do want to loot this. So inside of here, we just got a new pair of gloves, but that's about it. These gloves right here ain't too bad. They add a lot of weight to your character, but they do add a lot of defense as well. Defense is a good thing. Like, defense is the only thing that's going to save you if you get attacked by a wolf. If you've got your defense levels up to like 20, 40, 50%, that means you're going to be very, very resilient when it comes to animal attacks, and it's much less likely that you're going to die from a single wolf strike. So I prefer to have high defense and high weight versus having low defense and low weight. Some people just like to run around naked. They're just that good at avoiding wolves. I'm not the guy, though, so... This is probably where we're going to end up staying the night. It's a little fishing camp over here. And sometimes there's another dead deer over there somewhere. I may go out of my way to see if that's there in the morning. But for now, it's not immediately important. Instead, what I'd like to do is loot this place and just kind of figure out what we got going on. I'll probably start off the deer hide on curing as well. Just leave that there. It's probably not... Ooh, another sewing kit. Nice. It's probably not going to get too much done. But it might. You never know. It'll probably get an extra 2 or 3% from that right there. Let us get it done another hour or so early once we get to our final destination. It sounds kind of foreboding and terrifying, but you get what I mean. Anything up inside of here? Anything? Some lantern fuel. How much lantern fuel did we pick up? As far as light sources go. Yeah, go ahead and refuel them. The less items I have to sift through in my inventory, the happier I am, so... Keep all nice. Ooh, dog food right there. Nom 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 nom. Some kibbles and the bits. That's right. You buy the kibbles, I'll throw in the bits for free. Nothing really over there. So, I think these places are kind of minor for us right now. Not really what we were looking for, but then again, good enough. Ah, this place has drawers. Let me get up in them drawers, cabin. Let me get up in them drawers. My name is Splattercat, though. We're out of time for the day. This has been The Long Dark. I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. I have been enjoying myself. This is kind of my relaxation game. I play it whenever I'm feeling a little bit like... I don't know. Whenever I'm feeling like a little bit... like stressed or not sure what I want to play. It's always nice to have a series like this running so that I can relax for a little bit and kind of just cut loose and play what I want to play. But yeah, fun stuff. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you for stopping in. It's been really, really fun. Looking forward to playing a little bit more with you in the future. Get the game down below in the description. Hi, do, and take care, everybody. I got nothing else for you.